What is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I want to talk about an idea I've had. Tons of people have had the same idea for something to do in Call of Duty, and this is a Battle Royale game mode. And overall, I have a couple ideas for game modes that they can do because, we've had standard game modes in Call of Duty forever, and they've added new game modes as time goes on. They've added party game modes, which I do think we're lacking party game modes in this game for sure. They definitely have to add more of that. But they decided to do something huge in this game, which is branch off a completely new game mode that has a completely different sort of a feel or sort of a movement or pacing as any other game mode in the game, which that is War. And War, although I don't really play it that much, it's not my favorite thing in the world. I do enjoy playing just regular multiplayer better. I do think it was a positive change for Call of Duty to add something like this in because we haven't seen it previously. But it did affect the fact that we only got 10 maps instead of like the original, like we usually like 14 or something like that per game. And people were mad about that. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal because we are going to get DLC maps, and in the end it might be a couple less maps than what we would usually get. But to be completely honest, the War maps do make up for it since they are bigger. But if they can do more stuff with the War maps, if they can do more interesting stuff with these 3 maps they came out with, and then of course more maps to come, they can actually make it way more worth our while rather than just having them there for no reason, or not for no reason, but just for War. Now, the thing that I thought of and tons of other people thought of is the recent Battle Royale game modes we've seen, or games we've seen recently, like Fortnite, PUBG, H1Z1, King of the Hill, stuff like that. Those games are blowing up recently. Battle Royale games are blowing up. I think there's just a fun thing about them that you don't win that often, and when you do win, it's really freaking rewarding because you won out of a big group of people, and you were the only victorious one. It just feels good. I think Call of Duty can do that. Now, they don't have to make new maps or anything because guess what? They already have huge maps of war modes. Now, I know these maps aren't the gigantic. They wouldn't fit 100 people in a Battle Royale mode, but they can fit 24, like 30 maybe for a Battle Royale mode, something like that. And then I thought of, well, you know what they can do? They can attach all 3 war maps that they've had so far to each other. Now, I know historically and geographically that makes no fucking sense, but pretend it's a simulation, like Black Ops 3 maps. Half of them are simulations. They're just, remember the one Gauntlet map? It had different like biomes in the same map. Do something like that, where we have these 3 different maps connected to each other in one big Battle Royale map that we can play on, and have it be 40 or 50, whatever people. You drop in parachutes, and there's guns on the floor, there's perks you can pick up, there's attachments for your guns, and there's just health bottles that give you more health, there's all that type of shit, score streaks, you can pick up a flamethrower, whatever it may be, in Battle Royale, and you would be fighting to the death. They would circle you into a specific area, and you'd have to survive there. Maybe give us extended areas. Obviously, it would take more time to extend the areas, make it random, where everything drops, all that. And you have a solid game mode. And even further, they can come up with other game modes that use the war maps, other than just the war map mode themselves. They can have a normal team deathmatch, but make it like, I don't know, 12v12 on the big size map. Or even you can go even further, like 16v16 on these big ass maps, and have us play on it all at once. And I know Call of Duty can do that. They can. I know they can. Their engine is good enough to do that. And I know they're just afraid of bad spawns. They're afraid of all sorts of problems. I mean, they don't even have ground war in this game, for Christ's sake. And the war mode itself only has 6v6 because they enclose it into such small areas during the different sections of war. But if they were to leave it wide open, the entire map for the entire game, make it like domination with like A, B, C, D, and E flags, or something like that, like 5 different flags, and have that be like a 16v16 game mode, have it be hardpoint 16v16, have it be whatever it may be, some type of game mode. I think it can be really freaking fun if they utilize these war maps in a better way other than just the war game modes they have, because I don't like repetitive stuff, and honestly those war maps get really repetitive after playing and playing and playing. The only times I really want to play it is just to complete certain challenges, to be completely honest, or I'm trying to get like feeds or something. Other than that, it gets very repetitive, and I think if they use the war maps in different ways, I would honestly, that's the best thing they can possibly do for this game right now, because this game, it's fun, I love it, but it's just not much hype around it, there's not much excitement, and there's not much replayability in terms of certain things, like, for example, the war maps. And I think they could just throw it out of the park, make us a battle royale mode, give us a 16v16 with different game modes and stuff like that. Give us more party game modes, whereas gun game, they just had that added in, they took it away. Sharpshooter, one in the chamber, tons of things they can add, but they just don't, and it's kind of obnoxious that they don't, because they have potential. This game has potential to be the best Call of Duty, but things like this are just throwing it back a little bit, and I want it to be the best, I do, but at this point, it's not. It's not the best. It's not really close to the best in my opinion. It's definitely better than most CODs, I would say, but it's not incredible, and that's because of things like this holding it back a few steps. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this idea of utilizing war maps for more game modes like Battle Royale and such, and let me know how you think it could work out and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.